not really dirty. Oh, a little dusty in some places, dirty in some others, so I'm gonna give it a quick dust off here. I'll do my painted parts first here, that way I don't grab dirt from other areas and scratch it. Normally if I was cleaning it really good, I'd take bags off and everything like that, but I'm not going that crazy with it today. Went for a ride last weekend and got my camera all set up and ready to go, and rode out to where I was going to ride and fired up the camera and forgot to put the SD card in it, which was super fun. I was kind of irritated because it was like an hour away, but we'll do it again. I think it's supposed to rain this weekend. I just got back from Indianapolis. I had a little bit of a work trip I had to go and do. For my real job. This is just a clean microfiber, brand new one. Usually, if I'm gonna do a cleaning, start with a brand new one, and I'll use old ones for like the wheels and the chrome, like the pipes and stuff like that. I don't ruin all of my microfibers. This is my fresh paint. Wasn't sure how I thought about the orange originally. Really like all my blue bikes. I'm sure you guys have seen them all. Blue is kind of my favorite color. I wanted to do something different with this one, and I think it came out pretty good. This orange looks, we're kind of in the shade right now, but in the sunlight, this orange really glows. Still, I think next season I'll do new forks. These are a mess. I'm thinking about getting some 21-inch wheels. But I just bought these tires, so I'm kind of conflicted. Do I? Maybe I could sell the wheels with the tires on, who knows? So, alright, my paint's clean. Well, clean. Dusted off. It's not really clean. Start cleaning some of this other stuff here. Now this is a Road King Custom, so these turn signals normally would be up on the handlebars, but Didn't really want them there, so got them down here under the passing lamps. Normally they don't come with passing lamps, right? It's usually the just the headlight, and then the turn signals are up on the handlebars. But the previous owner, or one of the previous owners, this bike's probably 4 or 5 previous owners, but somebody put these passing lamps on, which I really like the look, and they didn't want the turn signals up high, so I put them down low. Now, I think eventually I may replace them with the I've seen sets where they're just straight mounted on the side of the nacelle, right? So they're not on this bar that goes across, they just get bolted to the side. I kind of like how they look, so I've thought about getting a setup like that, but it's not really necessary. So we just sprung forward this last weekend, and so I'm still trying to get things all cleaned up, and the weather started to turn. It was probably in the 30s and 40s last week, and it was almost 70 degrees here today, so we're definitely in a different spring is definitely a welcome event here. So I'm using Griot's detailer. I also sometimes I use Chemical Guys. I think I got some different things from them. I mean, if it's really dirty, I'll use the foam cannon and spray it all down and get out the detail brush and all that and clean that all off. But it's not that dirty, right? I mean, this rag will be pretty much toast by the end here, but the paint itself isn't dirty. I got these new floorboards. I don't know how much I like them yet. I was afraid they were going to be slippery, and so far they're not too bad, at least when it's dry. We'll see what they're like when they're wet. And this is a lot more comfortable bike to ride than the last Road King, that black one that I had. This is a lot more comfortable to ride. It's in a lot better shape too. Alright, so now I'm going to switch over to my dry rag. Let's go back to some of this chrome here and get the haze off. These lowers I bought so that I could ride into the winter. These are just cheap Amazon lowers, so when it starts getting a little bit warmer, I'll take them off. This summer, I'll do some more riding around here. I think our trip this year right now is scheduled for maybe somewhere around Georgia. Not quite sure yet exactly where we're going, and it could end up being somewhere completely different, so I have no idea. Last year when we went to New York, that was pretty amazing. It was really beautiful up there, especially at that time of year. I was afraid because it was a little chilly when we left Columbus. It was low 40s, so we had our cold weather gear on and to start the ride. And like somewhere around, so we were almost northern Ohio, almost to go into Pennsylvania, and we were able to finally pull off the cold weather gear, and it ended up being in the 50s while we were there, so we ended up not needing it other than that first couple of hours on that first day, but I sure was glad to have it. It was frigid. Oh, this looks a lot better. This is a little loose. I'm gonna have to take that apart, get that all tightened up. So I really like the look of this air cleaner. This really makes it pop out. And then you guys saw my videos of changing out the cam chest in this, so this looks a lot better too. And the lower tappet blocks. Funny story. So first ride that I took, actually went to, after I got it all put together, I went and showed a really good friend of mine. And I get there and there was a pool of oil right down in here. I was a little irritated because double checked everything and it's like, where'd it come from? Well, the little cuffs here, I had a couple of them, one on the back and one on the front, that weren't seated right. They were just kind of up against the bottom of the head there, and not on the little riser part of the push rod tube, and oil was coming down around it, so I was able to pull it apart and get it up there right, and it sealed it right up. No more leaks. So I was afraid I was going to have to pull the push rods and pull it all apart and then put new O-rings and stuff up there, which, I mean, I already had new O-rings, but I was afraid I was going to have to do it again, but ended up not having to, so I was pretty happy about that. So try and keep it nice and clean, put it away clean, keep it clean. I'm not going to clean these tires today. That takes a little bit more elbow grease than I'm ready to do today. I'll do that next time I get the water cannon out with a foam cannon. So I got a new fuel gauge. So the other one was nice, but it was a nice digital one, and it read really well. It was really easy to read while you're riding, but the chrome on it was flaking, and so it kind of looked not great. So I just got like an aftermarket one that matches. That was the other thing too, is it didn't match the gas cap, which kind of irritated me. So I had to get that replaced. That works good. So far on this bike, what I've done, I did the full primary maintenance. I didn't video that, but I did. It was leaking, normally where these leak down here with the shift shaft seal, and then the inner primary seals and all that stuff leak. And so I pulled this all apart and replaced all the gaskets and seals and the bearing, so the inner bearing in the race. So I pulled the race off the shaft and replaced it with a seal bearing. Dennis Kirk, I think, is where I got it from, was a kit. And so you press in the new bearing into the primary, and then it goes over the shaft. Then you don't have to worry about that bearing race walking into the seals on the inside, which is a thing that they do, which then causes leaks. So don't have to worry about that. There we go. The pipes are still dirty. I'm gonna have to get down on my hands and knees for that, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'll just leave those kind of dirty for now. We'll get those later. Just a little bit of a dust off. So there we go. So we got that stuff there. A little bit of the dirt down here. That's good. Thinking about taking, maybe leaving the crash bars, but taking these side chrome pieces off. Taking those off and taking these lower fairings off. I've got the setup too that I can do it without the crash bars, but I kind of like the look with the crash bars. And these are actually from my Electra Glide. So, well, I think that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Catch you later. See you on the next ride.